Okay, so we are now going to get started with the HR 101 introduction to the session. We have a couple of different aims and agendas today. So we are going to look at the HR role, we're going to look at the leadership in context, and then we have also got some role activities as well. So we will be going into breakout rooms. Please don't drop off the call at this point. The breakout rooms are really important, so please do not drop off the call. If you're unsure on how to answer questions, myself and Georgina and our lovely Charlotte, who will be introducing herself very shortly, will also be in the breakout room. So please don't drop off the call. It's really important that you guys are involved in those breakout rooms. But it's really the aim of today's session is to understand the importance, expectations of your HR role so that you feel better prepared within your role to effectively and develop as a valuable leader within your team as well. And that's going to inform and shape your Enactus experience, both within your role, but also you personally too. So before we get started, again, stay with me on Slido, but jump on there, again, using the hashtag 101HR. And how confident do you feel about understanding the importance, expectations, and responsibilities of your role within the context of Enactus leadership? So let us know how you guys are feeling with this sort of question. Are you feeling quite confident about the role? Do you need any questions answering? Let us know how confident you are feeling about this sort of question. Please do jump onto the Slido using the hashtag 101HR and let me know about this. So we're scoring around a 3.5, 3.6. Not a problem. This is all anonymous, so please do let me know how you guys are feeling about this. Jump onto the Slido. I know that there's more of you on the call than that, I'm sure. Let us know how you are feeling. Okay, so about 3, we will hopefully increase that by the end of the session today. All right, so I am now going to pass over to Charlotte. I won't introduce her because she will do her own explanation, I am sure. So over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Maisie. So hi everyone, I'm Charlotte. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you, Enactus, for asking me to be here. And also it's great to see so many people on the call. So my name is Charlotte. I'm from the University of Liverpool. I'm doing my business management degree. I'm currently in my 2nd year. I actually joined Enactus in my 1st year, so it's been a huge part of my university experience. It's been amazing, met so many cool people, so many transferable skills and everything as well to help me when I graduate. So it's been absolutely amazing. I was, as you can probably tell, the HR lead last year, and now I'm moving on to be the president of Enactus Liverpool. So that's a little bit of an introduction to me.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Charlotte. And Charlotte, like I said, will be on the call today. So if you've got any questions that you wanted to pop in the chat, either myself or Charlotte, whoever gets there first, will answer those. So Charlotte will be on hand for the full session. Okay, so I just want to provide a bit of leadership in context with you guys. Hopefully you guys have joined us on some of the sessions over the last couple of days, but I just wanted to provide a little bit of a context about the leadership within Enactus. So Enactus leadership is all about leading a team to take action and deliver meaningful and measurable impact for your beneficiaries. So yes, you're the HR lead, but you also might be part of a project. You also might want to support the beneficiaries. So it's really important that you guys are taking the lead with that. It's also there to help develop the attitudes and attributes of your team to take full advantage of the learning opportunities in the Enactus UK programme, just like this one today. So throughout the session today, you'll see a bit of a HR calendar. So there'll be lots of different opportunities to engage in the sessions throughout the year with myself running those so that you can really take full advantage of the learning opportunities. And then that also allows you to maintain the culture across the team, which minimises the effect of bias in designing for impact as well. So a bit of an overview there for you. And I also just wanted to discuss with you sort of the committee overview. So we, of course, have a president and team leader. Hopefully you guys know who that is in your team. We also have a vice president of engagement in a team, and also the human resource lead. And they are the 3 core roles to an Enactus team. So it's really important that if we have a team leader on the call today that maybe hasn't got a HR role, a HR lead in their team just now, that is fine for the moment. But in terms of delivering that impact and having lots of different members, it's important that we have that human resource lead. We also have project leaders, deputy team leaders, vice presidents, social media and marketing, fundraising, finance, admin. All of these roles make up a strong committee. But what is also really important, that a committee for one team looks very different for another team. So we might have a very big team who has maybe 100 plus students in their team that might have a HR lead and a HR vice lead, because they just need a little bit more support, because of course they have more members. Likewise, we may have a very new team or a very small team who maybe only has 25 team members, and their committee might look slightly different, and their HR lead also might look slightly different. There may just be one of those, or you might have the vice president supporting with that role as well. So just some things to consider, that a committee in general will not look the same across all teams. And I'm sure Charlotte will back me up on that, that her committee that she heads up looks probably very different to a team that's just started last year. So just something for you guys to bear in mind. Okay, so we're now going to look at the human resource role as an overview. So as a HR role, as the lead, it is your opportunity to lead on the recruitment of new members. So whether that's through events, whether that's working with the social media and events manager, whether that's to delegate out different roles to different people, it's really important to have that lead on recruitment of new members. We, of course, appreciate that that was a little bit different last year because everything was online. And I know Charlotte also found that a challenge, which lots of our HR leads did. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone touch wood, that this year it might be slightly different. Hopefully, we have universities going back to a more face-to-face freshers and refreshers. But don't worry about that just yet if you are concerned about the recruitment of new members, because it's something that we will touch on in the recruitment HR monthly session that we'll have each month, so do not worry. It's also important that the HR lead ensures that all students have signed up with Enactus UK, so using that link that I gave you at the start. Overseeing the conduct for handover for all of the roles. So hopefully you guys had a handover from the previous HR lead, and all of the other roles also had a handover, but as HR lead, it is your job to oversee that. Develop an engagement and retention strategy for your team. We've got some resources on that, so do not worry. And also just to support people with their development. You might have a project leader that is new to their role, but how can you support with that? Is it that maybe you tag team them up with a project leader that has been in Enactus for maybe a year or so to support with that? So just have a think about how you can develop those people. In terms of skills and competencies, the skills that you are going to develop in this role, and probably already have, is time management, organisation, being friendly and being open to having different conversations with people, strong communication skills, being confident and being creative, especially being creative in terms of recruitment. I think that's really important. And there's lots of different benefits and opportunities to this role. So if you have a passion for HR, or you want to take the career path into HR, this is a great opportunity and experience for you. Also develop lots of transferable skills, and there's also the opportunity to manage and develop lots of individuals within your team as well. So that is a very rough overview of the HR role. Charlotte, I don't know if there's anything that you want to add there, just in regards to any of the skills, competencies, benefits and opportunities.
Yeah, so definitely, I think the most important skill, which most of you would probably think is strong communication skills, but as long as you're like a lovely person, which I'm sure all of you are, it's completely easy to do that. But I'd say the most important is definitely time management, because we had like loads of recruitment calls, and you had loads of, you know, trying to make sure the whole team is engaged, loads of weekly meetings from all the projects and your committee to go to. So make sure that you have really good time management, but also set boundaries for yourself and making sure that you are giving enough time for your studies and for yourself as well. And I think the most important benefits and opportunity the first one can need to have a passion for HR and take this career path, because that definitely happened with me. I began Enactus not knowing exactly where I wanted to go into with business, and then I was in the HR role, and I've literally never looked back since. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Amazing, thanks Charlotte. And I don't know whether, Charlotte, you're able to answer one of the questions that was just at the start of the first Slido, about how many hours you maybe did within this role as the lead in Liverpool.
Yeah, so I think it's very easy for it to fluctuate. Like we had a recruitment call every 2 weeks. So that's when we would get loads of people on one call, so I could express like basically what Enactus is to loads of volunteers that were interested. But at the start we didn't have that, so I was putting in like an hour call every single, you know, like every single day of the week, and that just got too much. So I set the boundary for myself. I was like, okay, I'm going to set one recruitment call every 2 weeks. So if somebody expresses an interest, then I'll put you know, whatever in to Enactus kind of thing. But it's really difficult to get there. Basically, you've just got to strategize a little bit better, forward planning and everything like that, and then it won't be too much. I think I spent about 5-ish hours a week on Enactus, maybe a little bit less sometimes, maybe a little bit more, especially towards national competition. But yeah, it's very easy to get that balance very well, as long as you strategize and you think forwardly and everything like that. So yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Amazing, thanks Charlotte. And I think Charlotte touched on the time management too, which is really important. And I know, again, one of the questions that was asked in that first Slido was about how do you look after yourself and others. And I think having that time management and having things maybe planned out, as Charlotte said, maybe booking in a recruitment call every 2 weeks, you're not going to be stressed and therefore feel under pressure if you've got all of that planned out. So that's also something to just think about. And of course, I'm more than happy to support with how best to plan things, etc. So please do reach out to me. And like I said, those monthly calls that we're going to have as a HR team are going to really help with what to focus on maybe each month as well. So I appreciate that this training session is an overview, and maybe some people will leave having a couple of questions, and that's okay. So don't stress too much. That's what, 1, I'm here for, 2, the monthly call is there for, and 3, if you haven't yet joined the HR group chat, that's also what that's there for as well. So Georgina in a moment will pop in the link, if she hasn't already, the HR WhatsApp group link, that if anyone hasn't joined just yet, they can also join. But Georgina will be popping that in throughout the session today, so don't worry if you've missed out on that. Okay, so in terms of the key role expectations, this is just a very brief overview as to sort of the different activities that we at Enactus UK would expect to see from HR leads. So like I mentioned, attending the HR monthly call. Don't worry, these haven't been set up yet, so don't stress if you think, oh no, I've not got my Zoom link for this. Don't worry, I've not set them up. I'm not thinking that far ahead just yet, but these will be set up and these will be sent out to you. So it will be at the same time each month, probably a bit later in the afternoon, just to help with lectures and stuff like that, so that hopefully you guys can attend. So the monthly call will be every month, and we'll be focusing on a different aspect of sort of the HR role within Enactus calendar. So contact new students who have registered with Enactus UK but maybe haven't connected with your team. So I will send out to you guys each week a list of students that have registered with us but aren't yet connected with you guys. So you will receive that, and at that point there will be, you will then need to reach out to them and say, hi, thanks so much for connecting with Enactus UK. Really great to see you want to get involved in Enactus Liverpool. This is when our next recruitment session or information session is. So If you don't receive an email from me 1 week, it's probably because no one has registered with us from your university, so don't stress too much. Ensure all team members have roles and feel a part of the team. Work with the committee to help attract new members and ensure they're registered with us. And also run intro sessions for new members monthly. Those are the 2 are ongoing. And also plan and execute a recruitment drive for freshers and refreshers. So I know freshers and refreshers is a little bit different across different universities, but it's also important that you're planning and executing that recruitment drive because they're key opportunities to gain new members. Charlotte, is there anything that you wanted to add on to any of those activities?
To be honest, I think you've kind of sorted it. I think with the it's really important to go to freshers and everything, but there's also some departments in university, like the management school, for example. They have their own like welcome events and stuff. So make sure you try and kind of work with your university advisor and everything to see whether they're able to help you or assist you in anything like that. But yeah, I think you've covered everything, Maisie.
Amazing. Okay, so this is a bit of a timeline of sort of the year for a HR lead. So I appreciate that this is quite a lot of information on here, so don't worry, but this is what will help guide our monthly calls with each other so that we know exactly what is happening in the upcoming months and that we can support each other to plan what we all need to do. But as you can see, there's the monthly HR call in there. We've got the freshers, we've got refreshers, we have got handover information. What's also really important to think about is when we come to nationals in March, April time, that you may want to recruit a presentation team because you have a team full of amazing individuals, but they might not be as strong on presenting. So you might want to recruit a presentation team. So this is just something that you might want to start to have a think about when we get a little bit further down the line. Don't worry about this. We will send you a copy of this, so you don't need to screenshot it or anything like that, but we will be sending you a copy of this so that you've got this. And if you are very keen, you can pin it up on your notice board in your university halls. That would impress me. Okay, so there are a few different resources as well that is going to go hand in hand with this session today. So I have created a role profile for you guys, which I know Georgina is going to pop in the chat as well today. So she will give you that. And then there's also some different links on here about the recruitment resources, best practice, our annual report, and our team handbook as well. All really useful resources to help you. Again, these will be sent out on the PowerPoint slides that you'll receive after this session, so you can access these resources after the session too. But these are really important resources that you can refer back to throughout the year to help you with your role. Okay, so I am going to pause there for a moment. Well, I say for a moment, in a minute, once I've explained the activity. And we are now going to move into role scenarios, group activities. So we're going to break out into a couple of different breakout rooms. So I know Georgina's been setting these up in the background, which is fabulous. So you're going to go into the breakout rooms. And first off, it would be really great if you guys can just introduce yourselves, just so that everyone knows maybe who you are, what university you're from, just so that everyone has a bit of an introduction to each other. I know that Georgina set up 6 breakout rooms, which is fabulous. So we are going to have a look at the problem, the sort of challenges that are on the next slide. And I want you to have a think about the problems and have a think about how you might overcome these challenges. So have a think about maybe who you can turn to, what you need to maybe do next time to avoid the situation, if there's anything that you might do differently, anything like that, to have to see how you can problem solve these challenges. So the first one is about recruitment of new members, and you'll see that there's a couple of different questions that you can have a look at and try and answer in your teams. The second one is management of people. And the third one is getting ready for freshers. So we have got three different role scenarios and six groups. So if group 1 and 2 can take role scenario 1, if group 3 and 4 can take role scenario 2, and if group 5 and 6 can take role scenario 3. Georgina, I think, has or will be in a moment popping the scenarios into the group chat. So please ensure that you have clicked the link before you go out into your breakout rooms, otherwise you won't be able to access it. So please ensure you've clicked that link. Georgina, I'm sure you popped it in. I can see your head shaking. So thank you, Georgina. And Charlotte will be dropping around the different groups, and myself and Georgina will also be doing the same. But of course, please maybe discuss these different roles. Like I said, introduce yourself, and it would also be lovely if everyone is able to, if possible, come onto camera so that we can all see each other, because it's always really nice to see some friendly faces. Welcome back to everyone. I think we've got people filtering in, people clearly having some fabulous conversations, because they're not coming back actually. But thank you all so much for coming back, for those of you that are already here. What we will do now, when we've got everyone back in the room, is we will go through the different scenarios, if that's okay, and we will just call upon a couple of people, if that's all right with you all, just to sort of discuss the things that you went through in your group. Hopefully we have everyone with us now. I believe we do. Georgina, obviously let me know if not, but I think we do. Okay, so we're just going to go through the different scenarios just so that everyone sort of understands them and has a think about what the HR lead would do. So the role scenario 1 was the recruitment of new members. So as a team, you're struggling to gain new members, and you have created a recruitment plan and asked people to help, but committee members don't feel as though they should be involved as they aren't HR. You're struggling to recruit and onboard on my own, and don't really know where to start in finding people. Even when we do gain new members, they don't stick around very long. I don't know what to do. Okay, so group 1, are you okay? Whoever your spokesperson is, group 1, please, if possible, come off mute and let us know your thoughts. Just short and snappy.
Hello, I'm Alex from Enactus UK, and I came from group 1, and I will be the spokesperson for group 1. Amazing. So for the first question, who could you speak to about this to help support you? So the first one will be the university advisor, in case we will present our recruitment strategy, what we have done, what we have come up with, and we could ask them for more advice as to what we could do better and how we can actually improve. But in case that wasn't exactly strong enough advice, we can talk about our issue with different HR leads as well with the group chat. And obviously another point of contact would be you, Maisie, in case there is any problem that we have, and we could ask for a very strong professional advice regarding what we can do in order to improve our recruitment strategy and activities as well. So the second one, think about who developed the plan and how the team bought into it. So since I have, like in this scenario, I have created a plan, I need to make sure that I have actually included the team as well and other members, and to make sure that they understand what they have to do, but also that they relates to the plan that we have, so everything can actually be as smooth as possible. Because obviously one problem, as in why they might not want to engage with the plan, is the fact that they were not asked what about their opinion, and that's a very important thing that we could do to actually work as a team, not just stay within our roles. Other recruitment strategies that we could try. So we discussed about online and social recruitment first. Basically, we give people the opportunity to know that we have started recruitment and what Enactus is about, in order to get some sort of idea as to what we are doing. Also, class shoutouts are another good point of another activity that we could try in order to engage more members. Also, I was thinking about, we were thinking about bringing alumni from UVA and from the perspective universities, so they can actually talk about the experience, how much experience they were able to gain, how they were successful in their employment, and how Enactus helped them throughout the university experience. And 3 actions or strategies that you could do to help resolve the issue. 100% collaboration between team members, between the committee members, and also the wider team as well, because we want to create some sort of bridge between the committee and the members as well. To also think outside the box and incorporate new ideas, to actually have more of a brainstorm to make sure everyone is engaged throughout. And also the most important one, I would say, would be to still promote Enactus's professionalism, but not coming out as too scary, as in people not really being too confident in joining Enactus. And that's our plan.
Amazing. That was incredible, Alex. So thank you so much. And I really liked how you were using the support network there. That was great. Thank you so much, Alex. We're now going to move on to the scenario 2. Whoever is the spokesperson for team 4, please come off mute. Can I just ask if your answers can be really short and snappy, just a very brief overview, because I'm just really conscious of time and also want to get through to the final little bits and hopefully have time for Q&A. So team 4, role scenario 2.
Okay, so I'm Lily, team 4. So just quickly, basically, large Enactus team, not sure what to do with it. So utilising the help of others, firstly, it's easier to go to your committee and go, okay, so who of you need help, who of you don't? And then if they say you need to talk to XYZ in their team, you go talk to them. If the committee member can do it, great, it saves you a job. Developing the structure of the team is basically, you want to make sure you've got some form of hierarchical system. So in Aston, where I am, we're quite a small team, all of our groups were. We've got committee managers and then we've got team members. So then you can put them in as team members and they can work their way up, unless you're in recruitment season where you're actually looking for managers. And then the 3 action strategies to resolve the issue: open communication with your committee, as mentioned, develop a hierarchical system which you can change as more people want to join, and I forgot what the 3rd one was because I'm trying to move very, very quickly. So,
don't worry,
yeah.
Lily. Not a problem. Thank you so much for that, Lily. I think it's really important to note as well on here that if you've got if you're unsure of where to put students or new members, please just talk to me. You shouldn't just be ignoring them or leaving them or not engaging with them. Please reach out to me if you're unsure. As Lily said, having maybe a hierarchical system is a good way forward, but if you're unsure, please speak to me because we don't want to be losing members. We want to be inclusive for everyone. Okay, scenario 3, about freshers and recruitment for freshers. So if the team for team 5 can jump on, unmute themselves, and again, a very, 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 very brief overview, please. Anyone for team 5? Team 6? Do we have team 6 able to come on mute, off mute?
Yeah, that's fine. I can quickly go through our plan. So in terms of the 3 key actions, we said that obviously it's really important to engage the new freshers, because we all know they are so tempted with different societies and different sports clubs. We just got to really get their attention. So because it's all virtual, we were thinking of certain strategies, like maybe talking to the marketing officers and asking them to put in like a nice video of us like doing different activities, sort of just to showcase of what we've been doing, like even if it's like, or even a presentation with loads of photos, just to like show what the community and what the what everything is like the whole society. Another thing I was going to say, I'm just putting my camera on. Another thing, because I thought I was just going to say, I think when it comes to virtual tasks and virtual freshers fairs, it's really important if you are part of the society and you're trying to get new members to put your cameras on, because no one will want to be part of your society if you don't even put your camera on when you're trying to get them to join, because it's just horrible if you talking about the society are really passionate about it, but the person doesn't see your face. It's just know that one-to-one interaction. We said speak to the team leader and the vice president of engagement, get some contacts of the sponsors or the communities that we've used, and maybe ask them to deliver a workshop just to talk about their point of view on how Enactus helped them and how the members of the society engaged with them. What risk is there involved? It's just simple as that. There's going to be no team members, no engagement. If you can't retain the new members, and because they're obviously finishing their degree, leaving university, and then if you can't get new ones, you're only going to be left with few people in your team, which obviously brings other difficulties, you can't exactly carry out massive projects, you can't get enough sponsors. How to utilize the help of others to support you with this issue. We said, obviously, speak to the marketing officers, see how they can market the positions, use the career services at the university. They constantly put work placements, to say, you can do this opportunity as a work placement. Volunteering is going to help you gain new skills in the field that you want to do. Obviously, so many students not even aware that there's such roles available. So obviously just try and get the positions and the roles as far out as possible for as many people to see as possible. Also use the lecturers of the university. So let's say we are the HR leads, contact the undergrad degrees, like lead teachers, lead lecturers, to get the message across, to say that there's roles available, get the master students as well. And yeah, just talk to the community, spread the word to your friends, share on social media, just get out.
Amazing. Fabulous. Thank you so much. I think that was really useful in terms of using each other in committee. So, marketing, social media, events, but also using the career service as well. I think that's a really important one. So well done. And thank you all so much for engaging with that. I think it's really important to touch on all of those scenarios. Okay, so well, we are very near the end now. We have approximately 6 minutes until we get kicked off this call. In the chat in a moment, Georgina's just putting the link in the chat to register for your attendance to this call. If you please fill this form out. If you don't fill it out, you won't get your certificate of engagement. So please fill this form out. You can jump on it now if you want to. It literally takes 30 seconds. So please use the link that Georgina's popped in there so that you can register your attendance. We're now going to just move on to some common myths, true and false questions, just a bit of an FAQ about this role. So we're going to need you to jump back onto Slido, and we are going to just look at 3 different questions. So I'm going to hand over to Charlotte.
Hello. So yeah, what you can do is either use your phone camera to scan the barcode, or you can type in the hashtag 101HR in the thing. Is the question there?
There you go.
There we go. So as a team, we can only accept new members in September and January. Is this true or false?
All right. So let us know if you think this is true or false. It is false. I am glad you have all said false. So you should be accepting students all year round. You should be inclusive to all students. and you should be recruiting students from the different faculties to make up your membership team. Perfect. Next one.
So we don't have any room left for new students, so won't contact them. That's okay, isn't it? True or false?
You have 5 seconds to cast your vote. There's 27 of you on the call, so please join into this Slido. Amazing. So we don't have any room left, so we don't need to contact them. That's not okay. You should be contacting every single student that registers their interest, whether that's through us at Enactus UK or whether that's through your team, whether that's to invite them onto a introduction session, whether that's to say, do you want to join a committee position? And if you're unsure on how to contact them and what best to put in an email or whatever it is, please let me know. And the final question. Oh. Final question, I think. Yes.
There we go. I've had an email from Maisie about new students wanting to join our team. What do I do now?
So this is not a true or false. This is just to enter your answer in. So let us know what you think you need to do once you receive an email. Great, let them join, contact them, email them, contact them as soon as possible. We would ideally want them to be contacted within 48 hours, just so that they know that you have seen that they're interested, so that you can then move on to next steps with them. Amazing, all the correct answers, which is fabulous to see. So thank you all so much. Okay, so I appreciate we have 3 minutes, which isn't a lot of time, and hopefully we have answered some questions. And saw one question in the chat just before we went into breakout rooms in terms of when to start recruitment. You should be ideally thinking about recruitment now, so have a think about what that looks like. And this next slide is just going to help you with that. So your task, once you finish this call, is to use this document that you will get a link for, which is in our Google Drive that we will share with you, and you can start to create a recruitment plan for your freshers. So you can download the Excel spreadsheet and make sure you download it. Don't just use the one on the Google Drive. Please download it and use the copy to help you plan a recruitment plan. So in the recruitment plan that you will see, there is an example template that you can use, and please fill this out and send a copy over to me with your goal of your team number as well to me by midday on Wednesday the 7th of July, okay? And if you fill this out and you're unsure, that is fine, that is not a problem, but please do it to the best of your ability, so that I can just give you some feedback, let you know, and we can discuss this as well as a team. So please ensure that you send that over to me by midday, Wednesday, the 7th of July. That is your first task. If anyone has any outstanding questions after this session, please do just drop me a message or put it in the HR group chat so that you guys can get those answered.